I received an email from MagicShine claiming that these lights were worth a review. So, here I am with the lights, and are they truly deserving of a review? And do they offer something beyond other bike lights? Well, let's find out. Also, if you would like to win a pair of these lights, front and back, then stick around to the end of the video and I will explain how you can do that from there. The models that I have for the rear here is the SeeMee 300, and for the front I have the Evo 1700. If you don't like it in white, they do the front lights in black as well. They sent me these two models because they are designed more for road use, but because they're bike lights, you can pretty much use them for whatever you want to. First things first, let's talk brightness. These lights come with three options: low, medium and high for both the front and the back. The front can pump out an impressive 1700 lumens, whilst the rear is not needed for the rider to see, so only needs 300 lumens at its maximum intensity. For the rider, visibility is top notch. The front light offers excellent visibility, illuminating everything on the road with a more than adequate range. I'll get onto the high beam feature this has a little bit later though. On the rear, as well as the main light, it does have another light on the bottom, which does provide some illumination below and behind you, but it's more for the drivers to see you than you to see them. Speaking of cars, the front light uses a strong LED with a lens, more reminiscent of design of like a high-end car rather than a classical bicycle light. It focuses the light where the rider needs it, but yet it remains visible and not blinding from all other angles from approaching cars. For cars, you do need to be careful of the angle you actually run the front light at, because if you do run it too high, you do actually start to blind cars, but it's pretty obvious that you can get it to a level that sits just below the front bumper for them, and it still gives you lots of range. Secondly, the high beam will blind the lights of car drivers, and so make sure you be careful when using the high beam. The rear has a simple but effective design with an extra plastic protrusion for increased visibility from the sides. This design, I believe, will conserve battery life as there's no need for LEDs on the side of the light box. It's a simple thing, but technically I actually think it's quite advanced. For the rear light, I would have actually liked to have seen a feature where only one of the lights of the two on the back flash and the other one stays solid, but it seems like they both just stay solid or all of the lights flash at quite a slow rate. So I'm not a big fan of the flashing options, and I would have liked to have seen one light stay solid and the other light flash. Is it easy to use? The front has a single under mount attachment, just like you would find on a GoPro. For me, this limits its versatility a little bit, but most mounts come with this as an attachment, so it's probably going to fit 95% of bikes. They also actually provide the bike with this front mount attachment, but of course it's only going to work with round bars. A great thing about the front attachment though is that it's set and forget. Once you've got it in place and the angle that you want it to, there's this very easy button to use that you just press on, it slides out, and then you can just go charge it or put it on a different bike from there. The rear, on the other hand, offers two more versatile options. One that clips onto the saddle rails. This is if you're not using a saddlebag like on some bikes. And another one that just straps to the seat post, depending if you're running that saddlebag or not. Closing the rubber charging ports is actually a breeze on these. It provides a tight seal without the usual fiddliness and struggles. It's a small feature, but it's actually something that I appreciated on these lights. Speaking of features, there is a high beam option for the front light here. It is only accessible through the remote control that they give you, but it is a handy tool, especially in areas with no streetlights at night here in winter in the UK. Don't even get moonlight because it's covered by clouds. All you have to do is simply press the button and the high beam turns on and off. The high beam remote itself can also be mounted anywhere in your handlebars, as it just comes with a simple versatile strap, so you can make it as easy as you want to use. Concerned about the weather, as we are in the UK? Fear not, both lights are rated at IPX6, meaning that they can handle pretty much anything you throw at them. Unless you're planning to take a swim with your bike lights, you're going to be just fine. As for runtime, they boast up to 11 hours for both the front and the back. but that varies on the settings and the flash mode that you like to use. Personally, I comfortably get around 5 hours before recharging, and I run these both on a solid setting with no flashing. I've never actually reached the point where these run out of battery, but after 5 hours on the front light, the red light is showing to say that it's nearly out of battery. Constructed from aluminium alloys, these lights feel premium in your hands. A good construction with a solid feel in the hand without being overly heavy, they seem to tick all the boxes. They do feel premium. The front light, in terms of pounds here in the UK, comes in at 89.99 pounds, and the rear comes in at 48.99. So, are these lights worth the money? For me, without a doubt. They have good construction, excellent visibility, impressive battery life, they're user-friendly, and can I recommend them? Absolutely. If you're on the market for a reliable set of lights, these might just be your go-to as they tick all the boxes for me. As I said earlier, you can actually win a pair of these lights and a bunch of other really awesome things. That is before Christmas this year in 2023. So click on the link below for the video where you can see everything else that you can win. Well everyone, if you've had any experience with these lights or you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below, or you can find me on Instagram here where you can ask me there too. I've been Jason, this has been Cycling Unboxed. I'll see you in the next video.